unprepared A, B, C. Mightily unprepared. Just want to show off a few pictures before we begin. We are going to go into the background and show what picture I deemed. Actually, I should upload this, but I'm going to show it to you right here. Some of you might miss it who haven't shown up or can ring it back. And what I did in this picture, okay, is I connected 1 and 2 with 4 and 5. In order to do that, I'm not sure if you can see what it was like before and the reason why it was what it was like. Hold on a second. Okay, is I connected the first and the second hour. When does the first hour begin? It begins 30 minutes past 12 to 30 minutes past 1 to 30 minutes past 2 to 30 minutes past 3. It is what is in between what is 3. It is to what is in between what is 9. It is what is in between before and after. The railway owns both sides of the track and each side of the track. We go around in this formation. When you see 4, if we're standing over here, you automatically begin by moving halfway in. The octagon. Inside the octagon are 2 hexagons. And the hexagons are, hold on a second. And that's what you end up. So you end up with that over here, that hexagon. See this one here? This complete hexagon here. And then what you do is, if you want, you invert that hexagon. And let me see. I don't think I have the angle actually right. That one goes up. When this one goes down, then we have this one here. Whoop. Okay, so we had that one here, and now we have, did I get that right? And then you take that one over here, and you got that one over here. So it's this way or it's that way. It's almost like the nickel if you take a look at it. So you got an upper and a lower, what is the hexagon inside of this. This would be the clock. And if this would be the clock, right, and I was going to connect, you would see 10 and 11 is 21 on the cube, as 21 is 1 and 2. 21. So we had split everything here. 12 o'clock owns from 11:30 to 12:30. 12 o'clock owns from 11:30 to 12:30. So 11:30, or would it be 11:31 to 12:29? How does that work? So we own from 2:30 or 2.5 Earth to 3.5 creation of the E-world. Anyways, so there was another design I wanted to show other than this one. What is the next one that pops up? No, not that. Okay, we're just going to go right into the video and show who I am, and hopefully maybe something that I think I know I'm doing. Let me fix my hat. I like to do what it's called the polar, finding the polar differences, finding not only their differences, but the prime difference. And the numbers that I use for that is numbers 3 and 4. And I use numbers 3 and 4 because of stories that I have followed. One of the stories I have followed is that every fourth year is what they call a leap year. And then there's 3 years that follow the same cycle and then a leap year. So I follow that theory. Another theory that I follow is a piece of art that I create. And in that theory is, I'm just going to show you some boxes. Okay, and in these boxes, let's say I'm going to start it this way. My point of departure is right over here. Okay, so I'm going to go, I'm going to go 1, 2, third box, and then the fourth box I stop. So here's going to be my next point of departure. And here's going to be the first box I come into. So I'd like to say this is the way the first box you come into. So this is that box over here. Here's your first box. Pointing down, pointing up, pointing up, pointing down. Coming in. This one shows they're the same thing, but this one's coming in. Can that be possible? Should they both be should this one be pointing up and this one be coming in that way? I don't know. Anyways, so that's number 4. So then this one over here is number 1. Then this one over here is number 2. Then this one over here is number 3. And this one over here is number 4. So here's the next stop. So we had a stop here, a stop here, and a stop here. And I'm going to do that again. Wow, I need a light. I can't see. I really can't see. So what it is we started here and I did this and we had a stop over here and we had a stop over here and we had a stop over here. And on my stop of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we both want to go to this position here, I will have to take 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. The 4th step is in. I started here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although it is 5, the area I am standing, 5, 0, okay, to where I am going. So we do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we both go 4 and we end up into the pi hole of this area over here. Now, when I draw this straight line here, it's no longer going to be the same. Okay, first of all, I cannot do that. The only way for this to be done, okay, for this line to have any, is to create all x's, finding the center, showing that it's automatically a quarter life. The minute you create an x, okay, I'm going to go get a light. I can't see. A light and a glass of water. Give me a minute. Give me a second there. Give me a second. I'm going to be hooking up a light. Give me a second over here. I'm going to hook up a light. And friend, yeah, let me see if I can put something else up there, right? Let me see if I can bring something else to the screen. Or how about if you want to look at this for a little bit? Right, there's another piece I did. I'd have to go search for it. It is the chalice. It's the chalice. I forget where I saved it. I'm just trying to look. If these were the four houses, how would they connect together? They need to join. They need to lock. It's all Pluto. It's all Pluto. It's all Pluto. I'm trying to see where I am right now. Let me get out of this. Okay. I just want to show one piece of, this is just one tiny piece. Okay. And what happens is the major end part of a block, right? Do you want to call it the end part of the block? How do we want to call it? How do we want to call it? Do we want to call it 4 blocks? How many blocks are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. The most you can get out of this is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 84. Pluto shows up with 4. Pluto shows up with 4. If I had to double Pluto, I would end up with 78, the gateway. So what would I have to do? Six would be 36. 6 times 6, this would be 36. But 6 times 21 equals 126. This is the one spirit in the house, in the dog house. The E world, 1 and 2 comes together, creates 32, creates the E world. B, C, F are the initials. Y, X, U. F and U, C and X, B and Y. Bisex. Bisex for you. Bisex for you. Bisex for you. I don't remember exactly how this works, but it's just a wordplay. But anyways, this is with 6 cubes. But once we got 6 cubes, the question is it A, B, C that equated to 6, which is 1 times 2 times 3 equaling to 6, or is it 1 plus 2 plus 3 equaling to 6 for this equation? Everything is 1221. 1 times 2 equals 2. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 times 2 equals 6. Let me do it on a piece of paper. I'm off the boat where I was, but this is what I was going to do later in the video. 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 1 equals 3. This is the final equation. So we have A, B, C, all as final equations at the beginning. 2, 4, 5, 6. It took 7. It took 7 in the equation to create 6 in the result. That is going to be the polar of this dice. It is the polar 16. It is the polar 16, meaning the 6 is on one side and the 6 and the 1 are on opposite sides. So you're not going to go 1 to 6. If you're going to be counting, you'll go 1 all the way to 5. And then you'll go 2 all the way to 6. You omit 1 over here. On the 6th day, on the Sabbath day, you omit 1. 1 day and 2 days. The reverse of these two. 5 and 2 is 7. 6 and 1 is 7. They are the invert of this cube. Yo, 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 5 and 6. Alpha, beta. Actually, it's alpha, alpha, creation, beta. Adding 2. So from this equation over here, now we get 2 times 1 equals to 2. 2 plus 3 equals to 5. 2 times 3 equals to 6. 5 plus 6 equals to 11. If I was to stop here and not split the house up again, I would begin all over again. And the polarity of the creation of 1 and 1 is the result and the remainder of what is 5 and 6 that recreates 1 and 1. So 5 and 6 creates the result of 1 and 1. It's when 1 and 1 creates the result, which is the polarity of 5 and 6. Here's your 5 and 6. Here's your 1, and here's your 2. So if I was to take these dice and to turn them over, right over, you will see the same numbers, except on my thumb will be the 5 and 6, and on my finger will be the 1 and 2. And it's not magic. And on one side you can see the 8. On the other side you can see the 6. And on one side you see the 5. So on the other side you'll see the 9. 36, that is the creation of the 9 area. 36. Okay, this is the creation. This creation will create 18. 3 by 6 is 18. 3 plus 6 equals to 0.9. They both create what is the natural 8 and 9. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8. In this scenario, it's going to be in rotation only. It will only be a 9, and it's in rotation because of the 0. It's a blank 9. The first 9 numbers are all going to say 6. You see, in this scenario over here, there's nothing around 1. Every cube, for those who will watch, for those who are watching now, but every cube has a possibility, okay, of creating 9 area dots per face. I call it the bikini mode. Normally there is never, and if there is, like in the 6, the only way a 1 can show up here is if it was on the other side and it'd be shining out like the light. But you can see in the deck of cards, as you can see here in the cubes, there's nothing together other than the diagonal of this, but not straight up and down, only in the diagonal, in the length. There is no space, not enough space. There's a difference in measurement. Remember Noah and Jesus, Moses, they were all builders. They all measured. They knew the measurements. So number 9, yes, number 9. So number 9, what you have is you have that 1 dot over here, and you have 8 that surround, in which these areas over here do not have doors. The corners cannot have a door. There can only be a door here, 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 or here. But this is a corner. So you don't put a door in a corner. Doors don't go in the corner. So these would be doors. Secondly, this is not the way it would be split up. It would have to be split up this way. What you're seeing in the center can only be the flow of a crisscross. A single area square, the only way to patternize it is to do this. That's the only way to patternize going through a single area cell. You must reach from corner to corner. You can't just guess your way all the way down. And if you are guessing your way all the way down, it'll be squiggly. So instead of being squiggly, I just show it to you this way. And sometimes this is also represented in another element or codex in life. I'm thirsty. I'm going to get a drink. If you have any questions, I got a few pieces of art to put up. I feel like I'm way behind. I'm not sure if what I'm putting out there has any bearing on anybody or anything at all, although it has a bearing with what my understanding is. I also want to come in and show you a tiny little finding on how much some new numbers, like the Comic-Con, that's what it is, the Comic-Con that came in wearing the mask. So the initials from this tell me about Earth, Moon Gate, Spirit, and the Sun. It shows up in, I'm going to show you what it is. These numbers here. O is the 6th. 15th letter, 1 plus 5 is 6. M is the 13th letter. 1 plus 3 equals 4. I is the 9th letter. C is the 3rd letter. R is the 18th letter. 1 plus 8 equals to 9. O is the 15th letter. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. N equals to the 14th letter. 1 plus 4 equals to the 5. I think there might be a mistake in here. I want to take a look. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. The bottom line says Federation over here. And it's a 5-pointer. When you play cribbage, 5-pointer is alpha, beta, the E world. Okay, it is the E world. So whatever you want to know about the E world, it's a part of the what I call standard. But it falls at the gateway. It falls at the gateway because I use this as a standardization codex for whatever numbers fit in these boxes from the words. And I continue the words. If there's not 9 letters, I just continue the word. And then I overlap the letters. Number 19, okay, is standard for what is to be the spirit of man. And the reason for that is the mathematics that bring me over to number 19, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do this video tonight, to show you how we go from 1 and 1 to 1 and 2, and from 1 and 2 to 3 and 2 to 5 and 6. And then 5 and 6, we can go to 11, or we can bring that into what is number 1 and 4. And then we'll do 1 and 4, and we'll show you where 1 and 4 stops, because 1 and 1 will stop on number 29. That's where 1 and 1 will stop, on number 29. And you know what's funny about that? On 29, 2 plus 9 equals to 11. We have 1 and 1 again, except we now have an alternate. I'll just show you on paper. Let me get something to drink. I'll come back. Okay, so if you've never been here before, this is my 17th year where I began with the alphabet, numbers, looking at them, studying them, where they show up. Is there an opposite to the number? If there had to be, if I started at this end or I started at that end, what would be the center of all the numbers? If I had a ruler of 12 inches, but now they gave me a yardstick, so that's 36 inches. So I tried to find all these formulas or create situations and connect time, connect the planets, connect the days of the weeks, sports, and where sports fits into the numbers and into the zodiac and the and astrology, where it all mixes together. And I like to use, first of all the words and all the instruments I use to get my information have been signed and documented, and they're used all over the world. It's called a dice cube. The dice cube I like to use is the one that replicates what is used in the casinos. And I will use the same cube, although it doesn't look the same and it's not a casino format. I'll use a deck of cards and draw up the reasoning and the size of this deck of cards that it has to be in the life of a cell, because these are cells. I find where things belong. The alphabet. We all know that, or what we believe that the letter A in our format, my English, I don't want to explain how I explain things. If you don't understand, I'll explain it again. We all believe that the letter A is the first letter in the alphabet. And we sometimes say, where is A? And they say, oh, it's number 1. Okay, so A is number 1. Fantastic. Great. A is number 1. On what list? A is number 1. So like 0, where you're starting at this position, but you can't get to number 1 until you complete the part of the marathon in the race. The race is not over. You don't get to the first point because, so 0, 1, always the point you stand on is always the 0. X marks the spot because you're taking up a whole area. So X marks the spot. So an X is known in bowling as 10, but it's the 24th letter in the alphabet, but I'll fix that. 6 times 4, 24. 6 plus 4, 10. I now completed 10 with 24 by multiplying 6 by 4. Now, where does 6 and 4 come from? How can we mathematically create 6 and 4? I can double up 2 and 3, making it 4 and 6. Well, how can I get 2 and 3? Where do I get 2 from? 1 and 1 is 2. 9 and 2 is 2. 9, 10, 11, 1 and 1 is 2. How we get places. It's like a stream, like veins. What numbers are. What letters are. Letters are, hey, I want to put 2 numbers together, but I'm not going to tell anybody. O. Actually, I put 3 numbers together with O. O is the 15th letter in the alphabet. 15th letter. O now has 2 numbers, 1 and 5, A and E inside of O. 1 and 5, 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. Now we got 5 and 6. Look what we got just from O. Just from that, we got a whole equation. 5 and 6 is the reverse of A and B, which is the E world. So what is the reverse of the E world? Is it possibly the I world? Well, let's mathematically calculate that. If the I world was opposite of the E world, and the I is the 9th letter in the alphabet, the E would have to be the 5th letter in the alphabet, making E polarity or in love with I. A, E, and I, where I actually plays from the E position. Because it is the halfway point, E is always in the middle. I, E, I, E, O, E, I, E, I, O. The O, is it the O? Are these dots noted as 6 O's? Or is it the void around 1? That is the letter H, and H and A, is because it is the heavens of light that ignite inside the 6th light. This is the only 7 on this dice cube. There is no other. If I shine my light, it is the only side you will see 7 and 7 both ways. If I drill the hole through both sides, or if I just drilled the hole through one side. So, yes, so where were we? Yeah, I'm going to show you the continuous with number 1 and the star system calculations that I do. And why don't I use minus? I do use minus. I run cycles of 3 and 4, although numbers run more than a 3-4 cycle, except for number 9, which continuously runs in number 9. Number 8 is a reduction, as 1 is an increase. It's just wild. Let me just show you. For those who've just shown up, it's just for me. This is wild. This is wild. Okay. First, we're going to do something that's the easy part. So we all know that our face numbers are right here. I usually like to start with the 1 up here, so I might not start down here. So first of all, let's just look. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. What happened? We went up 1. Now the voided area, you see the 1 dot is right over here, but it is the I position. It is the I position. There are 8 surrounding 1. The 0, okay, has a value of 64 in the word. All zeros, okay, will now be exchanged and equal to 6. It is the E world plus 1. Because once you get, once you have the convert of 1, once you have the convert of 1, what do you have? You're automatically in 6. So 6 replaces 1. 0 is what comes along with 1. 8 is valued at 6. And to show you that, here we have 4 and 4, 8. Therefore, the other side must be 3 and 3, 6. The 8 heaven is when the 2 6s connect to create the 8 heaven through the 7th gate. And if you've seen some of my back videos, you'll be able to see some of the artwork through gematria, the gematria scale, how the gateway is formed. And if I had a little bit of time, and I think a little bit of help and a little bit more time, I think I can get it all across tonight, but that would be highly impossible. So the I letter and the R letter, okay, and I'm going to jump around here. I'm going to go back to this in a second. No, I'm going to have to finish with that. So when gematria, when we get up to the 7th gate over here, okay, 7, 5, 3, 1. Oh, you're asking what happened to 2, 4, 6? Oh, you mean you want to connect them? If I connect it, that'll be 2, and I connect this one, and that'll be 4, and then I connect this one, and that'll be 6. Like if you're telling me 6, I know you're talking about 57. If you tell me 4, I know you're telling me about 35. And if you talk about 2, I know you're talking about 31. Now, I know if you talk about 7, I know you're talking about 66, because 7 is connected to the passings of gate 66, A, B, C star. Star, by the way, is on the 8 key. And what is A, B, C star? It is 1 times 2 times 3 equals to 6. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. I like to find the anomalies that create alter realities in the alphabet through games. If you want, we can go to the game of pool. Happy birthday to who? Whose birthday? Okay, hold on a second. Let me see who's saying what. Just look at my cat and let me read. Good evening, Mr. Watkins Inc. INC. Are you ink and sync? Are you printing? What are you saying? What message are you trying to portray? I'm confused. At Libby Soup, it's all right. Just listen, and maybe it will start to open your mind. It's a puzzle. We all have gifts. Pieces can somehow be put together. Interesting. I'll keep watching. Happy birthday. I'm just going to come with my face over here. Whoa. I just dropped my big cube on the floor. Thank God there's nobody downstairs. You know what? Me, I'm very excited. Me, I see it, you know. Am I trying to sell to you that, look, 0 is a 6? Yes, I am. But I want to show you why. The heaven only connects when the light comes into the ark, into the torch. And thee who holds high and mighty The torch is within each human light. We are the not that. We're that. And that's the light that goes through us in life. And it is connected to the E world, which is part of what is Venus, the cat house. It is the cat house. It is feline, F and E, E and F, 5 and 6, inverted A and B. What does 5 and 6 do? What does A and B do? We only have one cube right here. I like to talk multidimensional. We have to have a minimum of at least 3 cubes to create the standard cycle. And then the 4th cube becomes the polar cycle, in which it's polar in love. And the reason for that is we're just going to go to the primary source of this number. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. Beautiful. Didn't happen? 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Didn't happen? 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. Boom. Happens right there. So first we went A, 1. Then we went 1 and 2, and that'll be 3. And then we went 1, 2, 3, and that'll be 6. So the total, 1, 3, and 6, equals to a total of 10. 1 times 3 times 6 is 18. 10 and 18, 28, the cycle of the moon. Now, when we add number 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. The 0 goes around the 1. We now have the heaven. 1 repeats 1, and the cycle starts all over again. So now if we continue on with those numbers, follow those numbers up, and we will see that the cycle continues. Every time you get to the 4th number, that's a new cycle. It's standard, and it's also mentioned, let's say in a race. You're first. Oh, I never heard that letter before. ST, first. Then there's second. Second prize, place. Then there's third, RD. So when you look at it, when you have first and you have second and you have third, you have standard with first and second, you have stand. And if you stand, what are you standing on? You're standing on 17. Because I know in blackjack, you stand on 17, which is 2 and 10. Now that's the blue world. I have to go a little bit deeper to learn a little bit more about this piece. The reason for this, okay, the reason for this is we're going to go location. And the reason for this is because in the game of pool, when numbers are separated by 8, we now go by what it says in the rules in the game in pool to understand a little bit deeper when these two letters get involved or this gets involved. And I can use the game of blackjack to understand that all pictures are a value of 10. I also like to say that where does number 17 come from? Why 1 and 2, and how do we get to this number over here? There's so many things to say about this. First of all, this is a set. This means 3 of a kind. ST, set test. It's a test of 3, 1 in between 2. That's the test. It's hard to explain this. When S and T come in, S and T have a total of a 39. It is the S19 and T20. 39 happens at 9 and 4, 8 and 5, 7 and 6. That's where they happen in the high numbers. It's standard. This is a standard formation. When it happens again, if it can happen again, it'll be the polarity. And when it happens again, it becomes 52, which is the numeric value for the heart of Earth. And the word jack Jack is also known to be a plugin and first came out with BCE, Bell Canada Enterprises. Bell is a hookup because when two letters, the L and L, come together, it is exchanged for the pronunciation as a Y. L and L can also be noted as two wings if you're speaking in French. 456 is the federation, and it's the federation to the gateway. The total over here average is 24 and 15. Fed, gateway, kisses. The gateway is right here, the divided gate of Venus, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. The halfway house. The 6 is the halfway house. 2 times 4 is 8. We're in between 4 and 8, so we're at 6. We're at the halfway house. So this would be Earth. 39 is also noted to be angel. Stand, or how about first and second DNA in the third world? Every time you see these two letters together, just think of one thing, 3. This is all about pi. Pi begins this way, 3.14159265, all come from these two letters. Where else was I? So we spoke about this over here, how 66 comes together in the gematria count. This, by the way, is the moon. Okay, it is male, or let's call it man and woman. We're also going to call it the 13 man and the 12 woman. The reason for this is 1 times 3 equals to 3. 1 plus 3 equals to 4. 4 plus 3 equals to 7. I'm going to stop here. I stop on the plus sign. On the plus sign. Now, the thing about the plus sign you have to know is I'm only allowed to draw on the lines. The lines are my obligations. Either I draw corner to corner, or I draw in between the lines. In between the lines, show me 4 different parking spaces. Someone's going to park their car here, 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 and here. 4 cars parked. Or this is the skull of what is to be the universal joint parking lot, where everybody gets to park their own bus. Over here. So everybody parks their bus. And then you have another station that comes in, station to station, living on the cross. So this is just a minor setup of what is 3, and then 1 joins, and then 3, and then 1 joins, and then 3, and then 1 joins. There's 2 worlds, 1 and 2, and 1 and 3. I haven't put it all together yet, but I'm just going to go on to the 1 and 2 now, and then I'm going to try and adjust my camera, which is 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 2 equals to 3. So 2 plus 3 equals to 5. So you get the letters B, C, E. So the female is the plug-in to Bell Canada Enterprises. I always like to do this before the Christ, the E world before Christ. 235. So the 235, okay, and I'm not sure if you can see this, but just 1 second. I'm going to see if I can get, whoa. I don't know if you can see this over here. You see, but I'm not sure if you can see this. You see here, this cube and this, I'm not sure if you can see that. Maybe I'll try and get a picture up on my computer here somewhere. So give it a minute. I have this tendency to be a little bit out of sync and not explain everything properly. Just 1 second. Oh, Mr. Cat. It's actually my birthday, but anyone can have a part. Well, it is 11:20 p.m., 12:28. It is the end of a basic cycle, or is the end of the basic cycle moon, which is the 28 days, one cycle. It is the into the 13th cycle of all moons. In fact, there's still a couple of days left for the final 13th moon of this year. Which moon it is in the cycles, it's just after a leap year, but too many calculations to figure out right now. Oh, but there's you see, even with when I just talked about number 13, what is number 13? Well, the first cycle of 13, or the singular, 2020 was the leap year. So the first year right away in 2021 is 1 year. 2022 is 2 years. 2023, up into 2023, maybe 6 months in, maybe April, May. I'm just trying to figure out which moon we're at. What's happening? What I'm calculating right now is the moon cycles, and when a moon cycle is complete of 364 days, which is actually, I shouldn't be following the Gregorian. I should actually be following a different calendar, because the moon cycle changes the year that the Hebrews follow. So the actual end of a cycle moon, if I believe that the Hebrew calendar starts their new year on a new moon, continuing that equal cycle, we're running a mixed cycle. So if the entire zodiac is reading what they're reading, their stories, whatever the story comes to be, we are all mixed up because we're running different moon cycles to different days of the week. It's not, I can't explain what it is. I'm going to get a glass of water. I'm going to come back, but I do want to put up one thing. And please don't if you say two words like I just saw, I just blocked two people. I want to open up something. Hold on, let me see something. Okay, Kat. Okay, Kat. Hold on a second. I'm just looking for okay, Kat. Okay, this one over here is 48888. You see, when you make designs, there's different reasons to have different amount of sections. It's hard to explain. Just 1 second. I want to add on a new picture here. I'm just looking for something. Okay, think about this. The gateway is created by a separation of the cat, which is number 42. 2 times 42 equals to 84. 42 and 9 equals to 51. 1.84. 1.84. 2.3. Okay, so just give me a second. I'm just looking for something. Just looking for something. Oh, I just want to show you really something really funny. Okay. Okay, so yes, so the 5184, Mars is number 51, and Pluto is number 84. Mars is the 4th planet. Pluto is the 9th. 9 and 4 is 13. Man, okay? Man is created through number 13. Why is man created through that number? Man is created through that number because of gematria. In gematria, if there's a count up in gematria, the count up in gematria scales up to number 7. I can't go straight up because gematria, the numbers go up and down. I'm not going to go down on the same numbers. I don't want to do that. You know, I don't even know if I have it in here, and I hope I don't lose my idea of what I'm talking about. You know, here's one basic setup of gematria. I know it's all written. So what I'm doing is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But there is no 9. It's actually descending, 7, 5, 3, 1. But in between what is, I still have to count the number of boxes. So if I'm still counting the number of boxes, I get 1, 3, 5, 7. Remember the fourth one. 1, 3, 5, 7. And then I go 9, 11, 13, and 15. So that's exactly right. And that's exactly the game of pool from 1 through to 15. And then all the way back down to 1 again. So that's the gematria scale. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, and 14. Okay, think about it. Think about this. It is 1 that connects to, you see, 1, 3. There's no, you see the red marks? The blue one is part of both. 2 takes part of both 1 and 3. 4 takes part of both. Takes part of both what is 3 and what is 5. So as we go up, when we get to number 10, 10 is the halfway point, but it becomes a number 1. It becomes an odd number. When we get to the other side of 7, okay, sorry, when we get to the other side, the 7, okay, when we get to the other side of 8, okay, the odd numbers are now the in-between numbers, and the continuous numbers in the game are 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6 actually. 11, 13, and 15. There's only 2, 4, 6. We have to finish with the 8 ball. And then you come down the scale. And then over here where man comes into play, okay, over here where man comes into play is that M and N are both 1 and 1. So where I'm assuming man comes into play is where the split, you see the ace splits over here? See the way this comes up over here? Everything has to stop. Remember how creation came to be, right? It stopped on number 5. So if we draw a line through where number 5 is here. So I have to draw a line right over here. And this is where the bar comes in the drawing of the line for your ace. And this is where the lower part, once that bar is drawn, the lower part is a C. The upper part is a D. So A gets divided into CD. So where 1 becomes 3 and 4. And it's funny because in order to create 3 and 4, you need number 13. So you need 1 and 3 to where everything splits at 5. Okay, this is getting complicated. I'm not sure if you can understand. So now the block separation. Did I get this one right? Where is 1? Okay, so just let me try to show you this entire design. It's so dirty. Is the original design, okay, is over here. I'm just going to show you what it is. The original design is over here. And then this is M and N, and this is okay, this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, 12 and 13. 12 and 13, man and woman, are still on this side before the replica happens. And then once you get onto this side, your first two are N and O. So your first two onto the next side, or the tail end, is the same as the beginning here. Is it these two here, or is it a replica of 12 and 13? Where 12 and 13, if it's just an invert mountain, okay, where you'd have 12 and 13, we're now 14 and 15, where 14, let me see where, hold on a second, where you'll have 14 and 15. These two and these two will come together. That is L-O-M-N. So anyways, they become 27 and 27. This becomes 6 and 3. This becomes 5 and 4. L-O-V-E, love. Love comes in. So the reverse female is O. The reverse to L is O. The reverse to M is N. That's where your man comes in love. So I'm trying to understand what happens here. And the cap, okay, is number 15. The cap is number 15. And the points, there's a singular point to each side, where the caps to the beginning of your A, B, C, D, where you end over here with Z. I just replicated my obligation into transforming two sides of this. I have another picture somewhere. I'm not too sure where it is, but if you give me a second, I'm going to take a look for something. I just want to show you a picture I took outside my window a couple of years ago with my own camera. And let me see if I can find the monkey. Wow. Slow old computer. Okay, how about this weird picture? Okay, this next picture, a friend of mine took this picture with a little pocket camera. Okay, just with a pocket camera. What do you think about that? That's about 12 years ago. That's about 12 years ago, and I always called that the rhesus monkey. And can never figure out what that is. And I'm not sure if you can even see anything, but what it looks like is my hair is in the back. I'm wearing blue. My feet are curled under my chair. There are two cats under my chair, one behind the computer, or at least that's what it looks like. And that's it. So let's get out of this picture. I was looking for another picture. One other picture I thought I had here. Just want to get rid of a few things on my screen. Okay, I'm just looking for something. Just give me a second. Or how about this? Hold on a second. While I look for something else, I'm just putting out a few things. This over here is how we get number 6. All these roadways. And that might not be the right design. This is just a primary design, a first time. I just wanted to get it out of my head. So 9 and 6 is 15, 7 and 8 is 15. So what goes between 7 and 8 that it has to go around something? Or should that be looked at a little bit different? So there's got to be something between, and the difference between them all is add 4, what is it, 5? No, 4 and a half. 4 and a half, right. The number is 4 and a half. So when you separate 9, it's 4.5, and that has to be the foxhole and passage in the sun. So, and if you notice, there's a big part and a small part, right? And 33 takes up everything. It's all in rotation of 33. You notice on one side, 33 is together, and on the other side, it's 78. 78 is the GH gate in rotation of 33. Anyways, I want to look, there was one piece I really did want to share. And then maybe we can get on to some math and words. And multiply this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 times 47. 1, 2, 3 times 47. Okay, let's see if I can find this in pictures. Just one second. Okay. Oh, boy. Let me see. Whoop, whoop. Okay, we're going to test this one over here. Okay, but before I put anything else on, I just want to show you a little piece on the word of time. The T is the 7th letter, is the 20th letter in the alphabet. The I is the 9th letter in the alphabet. The M is the 13th letter in the alphabet. And the E is the 5th letter in the alphabet. E-I-E-I-O. It's empty. M-T, M-T, M-T. I-E is from 9 to 5. There's one, one, 5, and 9. Travel the distance in. Travel the distance in. Look how far it is. 1, 5, 9. Wow. Maybe we can add a couple of ribs to that. Maybe we can get some ribs hung in there to make the distance a little bit shorter. We can put some windows in there. I don't know. That's a long distance travel, eh? From 1, 5 to 9. This is only a skeleton. So anyways, the reason I separated these two is because according to roulette, T and M are both black letters. I and E are red. So that would come out to 33 and 14. And that equals to 47. So time equals to 47. So if A and B equals to C, A, B, C times D and G equals to the N time cycle. E as an AD combination, where A as an E as A is an I, because it's the heavens angel in the heaven, in the void of one light. In the void of one light, there is 8, but only resides 6. It is the heaven. You don't own the heaven. 6 and 2, 8. 1 and 5 from Mars is I come the heaven. 1 and 5 is more than just 1 and 5. This is also a gateway number to the stars and the stripes and the solids. If you add up 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, it equals to 15. We have 15 balls in the game of pool. In the game of pool, if you add up 1 to 15, you have 120. You have 1 part, 1/4 cycle. I'm looking only at this number, not this. It's 120, it's 220, it's 320, and then it's 4 times 20. In French, they announce this. In French, they separate numbers between French and English. Talking, our numbers have now been categorized between French and English. 17 and 18 and 19 have been now separated. 70, 80, and 90 have been separated. 60 has been allocated over to 70. 20 has been allocated over to 80, as well into 90, but so has 10 come into 90, as 10 has come into 60, creating what is 70. Would you like me to explain this whole schmigget? The thing is, in French, okay, they will say 10, they will say this, which is 17, which is 10-7. They don't say 17. In fact, the word teen has a numeric value of 44. If I take out the extra E, it'll be a numeric value for 39. Well, this is for ST, like in saint, and this would be STE. So it's differentiating between male and female, these two. And this is 3 by 13. This is 2 by 22. I'm assuming this is also 4 by 11. The fourth one only comes into 52. I'm assuming this says man, this says woman. This is 3, this would be 4. I'm just trying to differentiate. This is Mars, and this becomes Earth. Just trying to see something here. Anyways, 10, 7, and then for 18, they'll say this is for 17, this is for 18, and this is for 19. Now this is the other side of numbers. 19 and 9 are on the other side of numbers because of their math. 18 times 18 equals 324. 18 plus 18 equals 236, 360 degrees. That is noted to be 1 full turn around. Whichever way you went all the way around. Apparently, that is what 360 degrees is. 360 degrees is the 9. It lives inside the house, not outside the house. But if it did live outside the house, it'd have to be living inside the house. Whoa. So let me try to see, is that lives inside of you, you live inside of it? I don't know. What happens also is that number 8, as 18, equals to what the highest number is, and it is 80. The highest number is 80. There is nothing higher than what is 80. 80 is the 4th cycle of 20. Once you have that 4th cycle, you've started all over again. You've ended the complete cycle. Sorry, you start all over again. Let me explain it. 4 years of the leap year completes a first cycle. It is the 5th year that starts. You see, it's the 5th year, right? 4 years completes that cycle. But the real reality is it's supposed to be 4. But our leap year is actually running into the 5th year. It's The cycle is now running 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 3, 6, 1. 1, 3, 6, 1. This is the first turnover. And then it will go 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just going to continue on. And should I jump off of this? Okay, we're going to finish this and go to that. I'm going to get a drink first before I finish this. Let me answer these questions. Let me show you this and explain what that is. The alphabet is in the wrong position. Because we are the sixth light, the letter A should start at number 6. Give me a minute. I'll be back there in a minute. I want a little teeny snack of any sort. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Can anybody see my mouse passing on top of it or no? So let me see what your dog's name is Pluto, number 84, 4 times 21. Thank you, Hunter Bear, Ian. Bear. The B and the R come together, noted as the male and the female, and also representing the moon. Ian is what I believe the N is only one part in which what the M makes up for is when the N is joined. The N, the capital N, is a crossover, what I believe is through the sun. Depending on, I design everything on square paper, and I really don't know my angles so well, so I've really never dwelled into anything. Anyways, just to explain it, if you see the cubes inside of this, well, that is the heart of 36 numbers. So one of the questions about the alphabet is the formation of, I'm not sure, I can't really point on here, so I'm looking at the 4 cubes right now. And just to let you know, the design is upside down, just to let you know. The beginning is actually at the bottom where all those 8s seem to be, and I shouldn't have done that. I was fooling around. You know, if you look at the one on the left at the real beginning, on the left of the screen, there's all yellow lines going down. Well, if you follow the red, right, all the red is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then 9 has a straight line down to 12, and then it goes over into where number 14 is, and then 14 splits between 16 and 18. Now, in the new alphabet, what the old alphabet is, although you see the Y over here, and what encompasses that hexagon is the 23rd letter, 2 and 3, 5, and the 14th letter, 1 and 4, 5, created from numbers 16, the life of 16, how it is created. So anyways, yeah, these cubes, okay, now, hold on a second. What I was trying to get to is that it takes 4 of these cubes to create 144,000, in which each one where the cube comes to life is because the 36 numbers has been replicated. Right at the cube, it's flipped upside down. But if it is replicated, okay, it's not a perfect replica, because I'm just trying to remember 31. I'm just trying to think 31, 30, 31, 30, 32, 34, and 36. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. But 28, just trying to think of something. 36 and 34, and 32, 32, and over here is 31, 30, 29, 28, right. Because number 28, okay, is not the same color as the beginning, I'd have to flip the whole board over at 32. I think I have to make a new picture of this and do something else, because I think I should get a total of 288 area spaces. I need a minimum of 288, and then I need another, hold on, 72 to 360. I need 432 area dots to complete this. There's different reasons for what I'm talking about is flipping the board over and creating more roulette boards. Anyways, let me get out of that lost cycle of thought. Let me go back to, I think there was a comment or two. Okay, so let me go on to the numbers over here. And I just want to okay, so we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But we don't only count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like I said before, we go first, we go second, we go third, and when we go fourth, we go into the F world, ETH. That is where Venus, okay, that is where Venus, okay, replicates her day and night. Venus replicates her day and night. In French, the angle of these two will say, I'm not sure of the French, but there's what's it called? In French they call it a grave. It's an accent that goes on top of it. So if it's pointed this way, it's one accent. If it's pointed the other way, it's another accent. And what you also have to know is that no matter what, when the 3 is on the top, the 6 will always be standing up. You see, when the 3 is on the top, you see the 6 always standing up. When the 3 is on the side, the 6 will also be on the side. When the 3 is up, the 6 is standing up, and the 3 is on the side. So when the 3 is on the side with the 6, the 6 becomes the letter I on the side. Becomes the number 9. When the 3 is up, the 6 becomes the number 8. What happens is I have to use my imagination. We're giving the skeleton. There's a dot on the other side that will impose the light on this side. And with that, I know this is an H. I know this is an I. So I know that this becomes 8 and 9. When this is 8 and 9, this will always be the same. The heavens of birth, 8 and 9. 8 and 9 is 17. 9 times 8, 72. 27 and 17 come together. The gateways, the pass and the gateway, 17 and 27. That 1 is the pass. And that 27 is right over here. Number 27. 7 voided areas. That's your pass. You see the arrow going up and the arrow going this way? There's 2 and 7 void. This is 1827. 1827. 8 void and 7 void. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to go back to here before we go here. So the word time reverse is G R N V. Greenville, Nevada. I don't know. But what I do is I take the whole letter, a G, an R, an M, and a V. So in French, V is for life. Rem is Mars, Earth, Venus, angels. GE represents the moon. It represents the female. It represents alpha beta creation of Yo, the angel of Earth and Mars. Yo, the 25th and the 15th letter. 25 is Earth, 15 is Mars. So I like to say, go angels, dream life. Anyways, forget about that. Let's go back to numbers before I forget the importance of this. So we count from 1 over to 9, right? And that is a total of 45. And when we count 1 and 9 extremities itself, because you have to go from 0 to 1, right? Or 9 to 0. So that'll be a total of 10. So when you count from 1 all the way over to 10, it equals to 55. Although we would always think 10 is on the other side, right? But when we do a countdown, we start at 10. Why? We're starting at point 0 and we're going to 9. We're using up all the 9 by starting at 10. So we go to 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 1 plus 0 is 1, and 1 is 1. So 1 and 1 is 55. That is your passage. Your 55 freedom is your passage. So how do we get to that passage? Well, A, B, C. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6. So big deal. Plus 4 equals to 10. So big deal. 1 and 6 are your polarity before you come back to the beginning. So what you do is you go 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 6 equals to 7. 6 times 7 equals to 42. 6 plus 7 equals to 13. 13 plus 42 equals to 55. We have now matched our 55. 5 plus 5 equals to 10. 5 times 5 equals to 25. And that is your earth minion, your earth gate to life. All zeros equal to 6. So you would have 7 and 7, 77, representing the Christ. And what's funny about 77 and 77 is 7 and 7 is 14. 7 and 7 is 14 equals to 28, which is the cycle. 1 and 4 equals to 5. 1 and 4 equals to 5. We're back to the same 55 that was created from 10. A, B, C, D. equals to that 10. So the polarity of starting over equals to its divide. Does that make any sense? But anyways, let's go on. What happens is in French, when you mention 70, you're automatically going to say 60. And then you're going to say either 10 or 11, okay, through 16, or you're going to say 60, and then you're going to say 10, and then you're going to say 7, or you're going to say 60 and 10 and 8, or 60 and 10 and 9. So 10 is mentioned 4 times when you reach the 70s. At 71, it'll be the gateway to the heavens. At 72, it is the Venus gateway. It is the Venus gateway DNA through the Son of Christ. It is going to be the matter through Mars and Pluto by 7 times 7, equaling to 49. Mars and Pluto mentioned, 9 being the birth. Okay, the D being the delta angle, being the flip side. A, B, C, flip. A, B. So we start over here at point 0. We go through here. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, and then we flip over here. And then we do it again. 1, 2, 3, and then we flip over here. Flip, flip, flip. Does that look like anything? And when we're connecting numbers in gematria, there's many ways to do it. I'm just showing you the basic. I'm going to show it to you again. I showed it once. There's other ways to do it, because don't forget, there's also this way to do it. I have to understand it differently myself. And that way would probably be something like this also if I joined the world that way. But then the hexagons would come in. Okay, let me continue this way. So this is 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. There is no 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8 intercepts. So when 2 intercepts, 2 will intercept 1 and 3. So 2 intercepts 1 and 3. 4 intercepts 3 and 5. 2 gets 1 and 3. 4 gets 3 and 5. And 6 gets 5 and 7. And that is the moon. Man, moon, creation of the E-world, the female. The male. No, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Just got to think about this. Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars. Anyways, this is the moon, and this is the male and the female. It is both. 1 times 2 equals to 2. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 3 plus 2 equals to 5. It is the E world. I'm not gonna multiply it, because the multiple cuts everything into 4. It cuts everything into 4 at the core, but after that, it only cuts everything into 1/2. So the center over here, if this was a dartboard, it would take 50 and it would create 125 out of it. If this area here was the 25 area into 4, that would be 6.25. Times 5 times 41. This is a Mayan count. Don't want to look into that. Anyways, so sorry for getting lost. It's a little late. It's time for my bed probably, but so I don't even know where we were. Yeah, so what happens in 70? With 70, you must use 60, and you must use 10 through 19 in this over here, 10 through 19, in which In 80, okay, you will not mention number 10 at all, because there is no, for what I understand, creation of the spirit is that 10, but in 80 you will mention 4 heavens of 20. 4 heavens of 20. One 9 10 7 3 10 20 2 6 2 6 2 4 6 8 2 4 6 8 20 1 9 7 3 20 1 5 9 7 5 3 6 4 5 8 5 2. Count 5 for 20. That's your 60. So should we do it backwards? But anyways, those are where I know where 20s are. 20s is the letter T. They are gateways. So is the 7th letter, the same thing. But you need at least 2, because if you walk in door 7, if you don't walk out door 7, there was no gateway. So you need always a minimum of 2 in, out, in, out. I don't want to get into that because I'm not fluent on explaining that. So anyways, in 80, you will go back and you will talk about 1 through 9. But when you come in 70, you won't be talking 1 through 9. You'll be talking 10 through 19. Your 1 through 9 will be all involved in one number. It'll be 11. Well, that's 11 is 1 and 1 inside of 1 through 9. 12 is 1 and 2 inside of 9. Do you follow how this works? 11 is inside of over here. So 11 will fall inside of here. 12 will begin over here. So 12 begins over here where 1 and 2 comes together, where it's combined inside numbers of 10 through 19. So inside of 80, you will just use 1 through 9, in which the cube life is inside of this. We don't need 9 because every side is 9. Inside of 90, you will be mentioning 4 times 20 plus 10. Now there's another thing. Number 17 will happen 3 times from 1 to 100. It'll happen in the first position when we first start to count as 11, 12, 13, all the way up to 19. The 18 is the same thing, and the 19. The next time number 17 appears is when we say 77 in French. We will say 60, soixante, and then we will say 10, which is angel. We will say 60, then we will say angel, then we will say scepter, or 7. 17, this angel. In the heavens of the gateway of the spirit of birth, here is the sun. This one will turn into DC and Mars and the divided gates. 4 times 17 is 68. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is what is actually the answer to the house gate. 6 and 8. How can I explain that? 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 6 equals to 8. The divided gateway, and I'm assuming this gateway is inside of our minds, okay? But the divided gateway of 6 and 8, remember, half of that is 34. That is DC, okay? Everything divides in between this number here, and the reason for that is because the middle of that number is 0.5. It is 3.5. It is 3 plus 0.5. It is 4 minus 0.5. The sun and the fox pass, creation of the E-world coming together. This is the gateway, depending on how you want to connect. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So if you have 4 and 2, 6, you're going to have 5 and 3, 8. If you have 6 and 2, 8, you're going to have 1 and 5, 6. So that's how that dice works. So inside of 90, oh yes, and what it is the dice cube goes up to number 6, right? So when you see this over here, okay, you can revert this to understanding what 1 cube is all about. You don't have 1 and you don't have 9. You can have 2. You can have 2. Well, hold on a second. 2. You can have 3 void, or you can have 3. You can have 4. You can have 5 and 4. You can have 6. You can have 7 void. You can have 8 void. And your totality is 9. You can have 8 void. Your 8 void is your 1. Right here. So this is the dice cube. This number 19 will connect to the moon. Number 18 will connect to the sun. And number 17 will connect to Mars. My hand is hurting. Anyways, we're going to leave it at this. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. I'm a little bit tired. We'll take it up another time. And whoever was here, thank you very much. It says nobody's here now, and I'm really super extra tired. So I really want to thank you. Pluto, number 84, number 21, Blackjack, Into the Blue World. Good night.